Hey guys, Surgeon here. We're going to do a little bit different style of a video today. Instead of me really kind of like showing a bunch of things on screen, really what's on screen right now is just going to be me woodcutting and occasionally some subtitles on it. But mainly the main content of this video is going to be through me talking about it. And basically what we're going to be talking about is some ways to stay motivated to help you achieve your goals. Now, RuneScape's a very grindy game. We all know this. I mean, hell, the guy who got maxed in the quickest amount of time, I think took like 8 months or some shit. Like, that's 8 months of playing, and he played a lot of fucking time. That's 8 months of like pure grinding. This game is grindy. But how do you stay motivated really through all of that? And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this. There's like about 5 to like 8 points I'm going to talk about. And they're all things you may or may not know about. But the point of this is to kind of like promote discussion in the comment section to really kind of get everyone to kind of say what do they do to keep themselves motivated. Obviously, everyone has their own thing they like to do in this game to keep themselves motivated, and you can only play this game until you like eventually go mentally insane. So it's kind of important to kind of have other things to do to keep yourself entertained. Other ways, let's get away from this. Let's start talking about some things. So the first thing that I like to do to kind of keep myself motivated or keep my mind off of the grind is, and it's going to sound really counterintuitive, but just bear with me on this, play another account. Now, you hear about people saying like, oh, I have a money-making alt, I have a fishing alt, used to have like, you know, a Wyvern alt or a Black Dragon alt, whatever. But people have alts. Now, I use my alt. I used to have it as a brutal Black Dragon alt, and then that nerf came through. But now, to be honest, I just use it as kind of an alt to kind of fuck around with. Like, it's a low-level alt. It's got like, I don't know, it's less than 1k total level. And to be honest, like, the whole satisfaction from RuneScape for me comes from whenever I gain the levels. And when you start getting to the higher levels, like you get into like 85 plus or whatever, the levels really do start to slow down. And that's kind of like what I lose. And that's the motivation that I need to keep going, is gaining those levels. So sometimes when I'm feeling super demotivated, I just go on that guy and he's got like level 1 and a lot of skills. And I just grind out like, I don't know, 10 skills, like 10 levels really quick. And then I kind of get my fix of like, yeah, that's how it feels to get a level. I won't feel that for like another, I don't know, 10 fucking hours because I'm slow as shit. But that's kind of what I do, and people will also just make multiple accounts. Like, you can make PKing accounts while you're AFKing things, but really it's just try playing another account or try putting some kind of like barrier on that account to make the game more enjoyable again. The whole idea is that you're trying to take your mind off of whatever mindless thing you're doing and focus your attention on something else. Something else to help you keep yourself motivated is start having discussions with other people, whether that's through chat on the game, whether it's through talking to people through like a Discord server. By the way, Discord link is in the description if you want to join that. But to be honest, like when you start talking with other people, it gets your mind off of things. You start talking about other topics, and you start just kind of being able to just have a conversation with somebody, and you'd be amazed at how fast you can actually start gaining levels, or how fast it feels to start gaining levels or experience when you're having a conversation with somebody. And the reason for that is because when you have a conversation with somebody, you're forcing your mind to think about that conversation and process whatever information you're being told, as well as develop a response to that conversation. Wow, Surgeon, you just can't like how people fucking talk. Right, but that's why talking actually makes training feel like it's going faster, because your mind is actively not thinking about it. You'll notice that most of the tips I talk about is about getting your mind off the fucking game. And the reason for that is because the game is grindy. And unless you have like an absurd passion for like, yeah, I can't wait to sit there and just teaks all day, because I totally fucking do that. But unless you have that kind of insane obsession, you need something else to like mentally stimulate your mind. That was counterintuitive, but whatever. That's the whole idea behind this. And so when you start having conversations with other people, you're able to force your mind to dedicate some of its focus to promoting that conversation and actually developing that conversation so the other person doesn't get exhausted with their conversation, and also so you don't get tired of the conversation or you lose focus in it. That's why I advise talking to other people. That, and you also get to learn other ideas from other people. You get to learn how other people are training. If they're doing that, you get to learn how other people do other things. You can develop new friends this way. But what are friends? Because we all play RuneScape, and what the fuck are people? Because all we do is play RuneScape all day. But you get my point. Talking to people can help pass the time because you're focusing on another conversation, and you can be shooting the shit, laughing, and when you're having fun, you know, time flies, as people say, or I think that's how the expression goes. So the next one's a pretty classic one, and it really just involves watching something else while you're playing the game. I'm not really going to go into too much detail with this because everybody knows about this, but to be honest, watching Netflix, watching a stream, watching YouTube videos, all those things are another way to entertain yourself, mentally stimulate yourself, so you're not focusing on the grind. I mean, to be honest, you'd be amazed how much agility training I could do while I was watching Arrow, because it's a 45-minute show, and it's actually kind of entertaining. Fuck you if you don't think so. I enjoy the show, whatever. Or if you're watching a comedy skit, like those are fun to watch because it makes you laugh and it keeps your mind off of it. And then the next thing you know, it's an hour and a half later and you have like 150,000 agility experience or however much you can get in that time. But you get my point. Watching stuff while you're playing as well is another great way. So if you need to get caught up on a show, people are telling you, hey, you should watch Game of Thrones. Well, lucky for you, if you're like myself and you've never watched Game of Thrones, ready for the dislikes because of that, there's a ton of things out there for you to watch, especially if you want to get into Game of Thrones. So yeah, watch stuff while you're playing the game. Very easy to do. Just set up like a small window so that way you can see the entire screen and you're good to go. It's pretty easy to watch while you do almost anything in this game. All right, the next two things we're going to talk about are probably my favorite. And to start off with, the first one we're going to talk about is basically visualize yourself once you have your goal completed. So let's say that you're aiming for 90 base. Actually, no, that's probably a terrible one to talk about because you don't really achieve anything. Let's say that your goal is to get 70 range so you can go get a fire cape. Let's say that's your goal, or 75 range. And you're at like 60 range right now and you're trying to grind it out. Well, just picture yourself like, man, once I get 75 range, I get that blowpipe, I can start hitting things really fast. It's going to make Jad a lot easier. And then I'm going to get this swag looking fire cape. And, I'm going to get all the puss. Not really, because girls don't play RuneScape. But you get my point. Like, if you start visualizing yourself once you've achieved your goal, it can help motivate you and really give yourself that extra push, especially once you're like super deep into a goal and you're super deep into a grind. You start to lose focus as to like why you wanted to do that grind in the first place. And if you visualize yourself once you've completed that grind, like once I get this grind done, I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z that I've always wanted to do. And you start being able to say, wow, look at what I'll be able to do. And it gives you that motivation, that final push, that kick in the butt, whatever you need to get to where you need to be. And a really good way to kind of give yourself an image of this is to watch a video of someone doing what it is you're trying to do. So if your goal is to get 75 range for a fire cape, watch fire cape guides. I mean, one is going to prepare you for the fire cape, but at the same time, it's going to kind of give you an idea as to where you're going to be, and it helps you visualize what you'll be like once you actually get to that point. Or if your goal is to get max cape, watch people like getting max cape, like watch maxing videos, watch road to max cape, like that kind of stuff motivates you because it gets you into the habit or gets you into the mindset of, look at all these other people doing what I want to do. I want to be at that level. And it's like, why can't I be there? Because I'm lazy as fuck and I don't want to actually put the time in to get to it. So visualize yourself, put yourself in that spot, or at least watch other people do what you're doing to give yourself that extra motivation and kind of see what it's like when you actually get to that point. My other favorite thing to do to kind of keep me motivated while I'm playing the game is to play another game. That's kind of weird. To motivate me to play one game, I have to play another game to satisfy myself. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a couple games out there, and really you can play whatever game you want, but the ideal game is a game where you can easily pause it. It won't really disrupt anything while you're playing RuneScape. It's a very easy thing for you to be able to click back and forth in between. For me, one of my favorite games to play while I play RuneScape is Hearthstone. If you've never played Hearthstone, basically it's a turn-based card game, and you can pretty much play it while you're playing RuneScape, and it doesn't really affect you all that much. Now, if you're doing something super click intensive, no, you really can't focus on the game because it's a card game. You obviously have to think a whole lot while you're playing it, unless you play something just completely brainless. But we're not talking about that. It's not a Hearthstone video, it's a RuneScape video. But playing a game where you don't have to devote a whole lot of attention, but it's something that you can devote a lot of attention to, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But basically, you have the option to either devote a lot of attention to it or not at certain points. And it's a game that you can easily pause and look away from, and nothing's really going to happen. So another classic game that people did a lot, at least when I was first starting to get into wanting to max my accounts, was I remember talking about Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, those kind of RTS not turn-based RTS games, real-time strategy games, or Civilization kind of games. Those games are really easy because you can easily pause the game, and a lot of times there's a lot of downtime while you're waiting for things to produce, you're waiting for units to be produced, but they're games where there's a lot of either downtime or a very easy game to pause while you play. I remember when I was grinding out smithing on RS3, I played a lot of Diablo at the time. It's a very easy game to pause. It's a solo game. Obviously, you can get in the middle of some big fights, but at the end of the day, you can easily pause the game and take care of whatever you need to do while you play RuneScape, and that's going to be your ideal game. I was talking to one of my friends, Silly Star, one of the mods in my CC, and he gave me this good kind of thing to call out, and it's that don't play another mod or don't play another MMO while you're playing RuneScape. MMOs do require a lot of attention. Whereas RuneScape's a very kind of like weird MMO where it doesn't require a lot of attention, but most other MMOs are going to require a lot of attention. And again, you cannot easily pause those. So if you get caught in the middle of something, you really can't say, "Hey, mom, hold it," because it's a live game. There's other people in there. So try not to play another MMO. Obviously, if you're super gifted and super good at it, then play an MMO and play RuneScape at the same time. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. That's just a recommendation I have and something that I do to keep myself kind of entertained / motivated while I'm doing my grinds on RuneScape. And the last thing I want to talk about in this video is don't be afraid to step away from the computer or play something else or just take a break in general. Like at the end of the day, in order to stay motivated, sometimes the best thing you need is a break. And maybe that's not a day long, maybe it's not an hour long, maybe it's a week long, maybe it's a month long, but at the end of the day, you have to keep yourself mentally like stabilized, or you have to keep yourself from going fucking insane while you do this game. And if that takes just taking some time away from the game, playing other games, going outside into the real world, whatever, but don't be afraid to take a break from whatever it is you're doing. This is a game. Play it how you want. You don't have an obligation to anybody to play this game unless you're a video maker, and then people are like, "Where the fuck's the video?" And you're like, "Hold it, I'm chilling, just give me a minute." But you don't have any obligations to anybody to play this game. Play the game how you want. If that means taking a break so that way you can actually enjoy the grind when you do it, then by golly, take a break. Like, no one's going to get mad at you for doing that. No one's going to get mad at you anyway for playing a game. So that's something else that I would recommend doing. It's something that I do quite often is I may take like an hour, like maybe a day break and just not really play a whole lot of RuneScape or just super AFK something, super XP waste, whatever. But just so I can, when I come back to the game and actually like really want to try for the game, I have my full attention for it. I really am motivated / dedicated to the grind and can actually put my best foot forward when I go to start that grind up again. And with all that being said, guys, those are 6 things that I find myself to help me keep myself motivated when I'm doing my grinds on RuneScape. Again, this is a different kind of video. It's something I really want to try out where I just kind of have a discussion with you guys and don't really have a misleading title like I did on that one video. Just a very basic thing. And the reason I did it in this format initially is because I didn't really know how to put different clips up on the screen of like just putting up like a clip of Hearthstone. Like, how the fuck do I put up a clip of like watching something else? Do I just go to Netflix and like click on the recorder and like scroll down a little bit and say, that looks good, and put in the video? Like, I didn't feel right doing that. It didn't feel like that was a good format for the video. So instead, I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to have something on in the background. You don't really need to watch anything on the background. It's more so about taking the information that I'm speaking to you guys and processing that in the way that you want. If you guys don't like this format of the video, then just let me know in the comment section. I won't do videos like this. I know this is a topic that people wanted me to talk about. It's a topic that a lot of people are concerned about, like how do I keep myself motivated while I'm grinding this game? But I didn't really know how to present it in a video format. So if you guys don't like this video format, then let me know. If you guys think this video format is fine every now and again, then I'm more than happy to do it for certain videos like this where it's just I don't know what kind of footage to use in the background. But if you guys did enjoy the video, remember to give it a thumbs up and like it. If you didn't enjoy the video, then dislike it and let me know why you didn't in the comment section. Again, if it's about the format, then please just let me know, and I won't do formats like this again. I'm just trying it out, seeing if it works. If you want to see more of my content, go ahead and subscribe. It's been a kind of a weird week this week. It's been a very stressful week at work, so I apologize for the late upload. This is coming out like fucking midnight 15 on Monday, and I got another video coming out like later today as well. So it's been a very weird week, very stressful at work, so I apologize for that. This video not coming out on time, but I was also trying to figure out how I wanted to present all this information to you guys. So again, thank you guys very much for watching. CC, Twitter, and Twitch will all be in the description below if you're interested in any of that. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Hope you guys do enjoy it, and take care.